Shedeur Sanders makes honest admission after Cleveland Browns practice injury. Cleveland Browns rookie quarterback Shedeur Sanders missed practice for the first time on Saturday with what both he and the team described as arm soreness. Rookie Cleveland Browns quarterback Shedeur Sanders sat out his first practice with the team on Saturday due to what he and the team are calling arm soreness. The 2025 fifth-round draft pick from the University of Colorado is currently locked in a four-way fight for the starting quarterback spot in Cleveland, alongside veteran Joe Flacco, trade acquisition Kenny Pickett, and fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel. According to Zach Johnson of The Athletic, Sanders hasn't yet had the chance to play with the first-team offense. The 2025 fifth-round draft pick from the University of Colorado is currently locked in a four-way fight for the starting quarterback spot in Cleveland, alongside veteran Joe Flacco, trade acquisition Kenny Pickett, and fellow rookie Dillon Gabriel. According to Zach Johnson of The Athletic, Sanders hasn't yet had the chance to play with the first-team offense. "It's just adjusting to starting and stopping, honestly," Sanders explained about the difference between camps in Cleveland and Colorado. "Sometimes you go in hot. Then you'll wait for a second and get cold. Then get back hot and get cold again. My arm and body weren't used to that. It's just an adjustment." He expressed his gratitude for being able to return to practice on Monday and getting reps, though he remains unsure about how much playing time he'll get in the Browns' preseason opener on Friday against the Carolina Panthers. "I think every rep I get is valuable," Sanders expressed, emphasizing the intensity of their training. "We're definitely taking things up a notch. Every time I step on the field, I take it like it could be my last. You never know. There were players we were practicing with last week that aren't here anymore. It's about building a bond. It's about going all out. It's about how you'll be remembered." In the absence of Sanders on Saturday, Flacco and Gabriel shared the workload. Gabriel, hailing from Oregon as a third-round draft pick, has faced scrutiny for his inconsistent accuracy during camp. Tommy Rees, the new offensive coordinator, when quizzed about Gabriel's performance, chose to comment on the quarterback group collectively. "All four guys have had real positive days, and some days they haven't practiced as well as they want to," he acknowledged, looking at the bigger picture. Rees had previously lavished praise on Sanders back in June's rookie camp, noting his dedication. "He's worked his tail off," he said of Sanders. "He's really put in a lot of work, as all those guys are. You can tell on the mental side of the game, learning the system, calling it and having that rhythm to it. He's put a lot of work and time and effort into that. When you do that, the game starts to slow down, and you can focus on finding completions. He's done a nice job of that as camp progresses." The sun was just beginning to dip over Berea, Ohio, painting the sky with the soft orange glow of late summer. Practice had wrapped. Cleats echoed on concrete. Reporters shuffled in, waiting for the day's updates. Who stood out, who struggled, and who might be on the verge of cracking the starting lineup. But there was only one question on everyone's mind. What happened to Shedeur Sanders? The rookie quarterback, drafted amid fanfare and expectation, had turned heads with his poise and precision all camp. Each practice had been a story: tight window throws, silent leadership, flashes of greatness. But earlier that day, the crowd at Browns training camp fell unusually quiet after one play. A designed rollout to the right. A step. A shift. Then a stumble. Shedeur went down hard, favoring his leg. The trainers rushed over. And even though he walked off under his own power, something felt off. Now, standing in front of the media hours later, Shedeur didn't dodge. He didn't smile. He didn't hide behind PR lines. He stood there in his practice hoodie, eyes a little tired, voice a little softer than usual. "I tried to play through it," he said. "Probably shouldn't have." That was it. The kind of honest admission that most rookies are coached to avoid. But Shedeur Sanders had never been most rookies. He went on to explain what happened, speaking with the clarity of a quarterback used to owning every snap, even the bad ones. "Felt a little pull on the rollout," he said. "At first, I thought it was just a tweak. So I stayed in for the next few reps, but something wasn't right. Coaches eventually pulled him. Medical staff ran tests. And while the injury wasn't considered major, a mild hamstring strain day-to-day, Shedeur's decision to speak up said more than any MRI result could. Because in the world of NFL football, where toughness is currency and young players often mask pain to avoid looking weak, Shedeur chose transparency over pride. "I've always believed that leadership isn't about pretending you're invincible," he said. "It's about being real. And right now I'm sore. I'm frustrated. But I'm also smart enough to know pushing it could cost me weeks, not days. The Browns coaching staff had already praised his maturity throughout camp. Now, even in injury, he was proving it again. Head coach Kevin Stefanski later echoed that sentiment. Shedeur's been everything we hoped for: competitive, intelligent, and self-aware, Stefanski said. We're going to be cautious with him, but there's no question he's built for this level, both physically and mentally. Behind the scenes, Shedeur's teammates rallied around him. Wide receiver Amari Cooper was one of the first to check in. He's got that old-school mindset, Cooper said. He doesn't like coming off the field. But this league's about longevity. I'm glad he spoke up. That's growth. Dylan Gabriel, fellow rookie and close friend, added with a smirk. I told him, bro, chill. You can't throw touchdowns from a trainer's table. But for Shedeur, the hardest part wasn't the pain. It was the pause. He had momentum. Each day at camp had built trust. Trust with the coaches, trust with the receivers, trust with himself. And now he'd have to wait. Watch. Recover. It's hard, man, he admitted. I love this game too much. Sitting out feels like I'm letting someone down. But I know my dad would tell me, live to fight another play. He smiled faintly, the first trace of light in his tone all day. I can still hear him say it. Protect your body. That's your business now. Shedeur Sanders had taught him that lesson long before the NFL. As a college quarterback under his father at Jackson State and later Colorado, Shedeur learned not just the X's and O's, but how to lead, how to endure, how to survive the spotlight without letting it blind you. Now, those lessons were paying off. I'm learning that even when your body hits pause, your mind doesn't have to, Shedeur said. I'll still be in meetings, still watching film, still encouraging my guys. He looked up, directly at the camera. Because I'm not just here to play. I'm here to lead. The injury may have slowed his sprint, but it didn't derail the mission. If anything, it gave the football world a clearer picture of who Shedeur Sanders really is. Not just a promising rookie with a famous last name, but a man in control of his own narrative. Accountable, grounded, hungry,